Welcome back to another weekly installment of Pondering. My name is Tyler Neffield. I'm here with my co-host.
I am Ben Young, and today we will be talking about
Forgiving and forgetting.
a very serious topic.
Yes.
Yeah.
This topic was suggested by a coworker slash manager of
Oh,
mine.
really?
Yeah.
Was it that
No,
girl?
no, no. It wasn't the one
Oh,
who
thank
checked you
God.
out. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, this is one of my other managers, LODs.
Wait, what's her name?
Maddie.
What did you just say before?
LOD.
What is that? What?
Leader on duty.
LOD.
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah. Um,
Hmm.
but yeah,
Okay.
so I asked her what, yeah, what would be a good topic, and she
Oh,
suggested
really?
this. And yeah,
I think it's a loaded question
I
that
think it
you've
really is.
asked. Yeah.
Oh, first, we do have some things to address. First of all, TikTok now has
Oh my.
streaks.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, so for all of you listening, yesterday I just figured out TikTok has streaks.
Apparently they do. Yeah.
Um, Yeah, I think that's about it.
Yeah, this is about it.
Yeah, if you've watched the Lion King's 30th anniversary special and saw Northwest do her role as young Simba, it was awful. She was definitely paid
Hmm.
by Kim and Kanye to be on there. She was awful. Um,
Oh, that's what you're talking about.
Yeah,
Yeah,
have
I
you
didn't
seen
know.
that?
No,
Yeah, it's
I've not heard it.
granted, don't come at me. She was like 10 years old, but like
No, she should be good.
they released the other audition tapes that were sent in by
Yeah.
others.
Hmm.
It's not even close. Like it is really a shame because you look at it and you're like, wow, like some like Kanye or Kim, like they really did pay for her to be on that. And like the original Simba is like defending her
Hmm.
and stuff and saying like, she's talented, Hollywood debut that, but like, no, like people paid money for that. I would have paid money to see Nathan Lane. Nathan Lane voiced Timon.
What is a Timon?
Timon in The Lion King.
Can you give a
I'm telling Heidi. I'm telling Heidi you've never
what
watched The
is
Lion King.
no, I've seen it before. Who is that?
The
I
one
get
that goes around with Pumbaa, Hakuna Matata.
wait, the pig?
No, the other one.
The other one.
Yeah, what is he?
No,
Yeah. Um, Yeah, so Nathan Lane voices him, and he was there. But
Mhm.
yeah,
I see.
performance was awful. I see it all the time on my TikTok, and it's starting to irk
Yikes.
me.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's about it. But let's get to the subject:
Um,
forgiving and forgetting.
yeah.
So let's go over what it means first, right? What does it mean to you?
To forgive is just you let it go, man. You like, um, uh, maybe I don't know if you maybe not giving up the emotions with it. Maybe giving up a lot, lots of emotions with what has happened. I don't think you should forget. I think forgetting. What do you mean by forgetting?
I
Because
think
you
forgetting's like, oh, let's find an example here to use.
okay.
Okay, okay. This is hard because every example is like so different. Every scenario is so different. Let's say like somebody talking about you behind your back,
Right? Yeah,
and you
okay.
you find out about it.
Who are they to me?
Your worst enemy. No,
I
actually, I don't
don't.
know. Um, I see. That's why it's a loaded like
Okay,
example.
well, I
But let's just
was
say somebody's talking about you behind your back, right?
okay. Yeah.
Forgiving would maybe you being the bigger person, you
Uh-huh.
go up to them if you
Hmm.
find out, and you're like, "Hey."
Yo, I'm gonna kill you. I'm gonna
Yeah,
get you.
yeah, I'm gonna come after you now. But you're like, hey, like, I heard you were talking about me behind my back, but
Yeah.
like, just let you know, like, forgive you, it's okay.
Wow. Yeah.
Or maybe they realize that you heard they were talking about them and they come up to you and they're like, hey, like, listen, like, I'm sorry, like, maybe it wasn't anything bad, maybe it was, but they're like, hey, I'm really sorry I did that. And you're like, it's okay, I forgive you.
Yeah.
Or you hear about it and you're like, whatever, I don't care. Forget.
Oh, forget. Yeah. Okay. Well, then I think that's too confrontational for me. Unless it's like something like egregious, I actually still wouldn't care. If it was like, even if it was something like insanely terrible, I probably still wouldn't go up to them unless like I'd be like, that's what that person thinks. I don't really care what they think because it would only matter if I cared, and I
Yeah,
don't. So therefore, what they say doesn't matter to me, and I will keep living my life as
yeah,
if nothing happened. So I guess do forget, but like it's not something. It's very little on the offensive scale.
yeah.
Yeah.
The offensive guy, I like that. I think I was kind of thinking about this the other night, and
Hmm.
I was like, how am I gonna like approach it?
Yeah.
And the one thing I thought of is like tend to forget a lot, right?
Yeah.
Or like I don't really care, so I'm
Hmm.
like whatever,
Hmm.
right? That's just like who the person is.
Hmm.
But then when the person does it over and over again,
Yeah.
or like multiple offenses on the offense scale,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
then I'm like, I'm gonna hold it against you,
Hmm.
right? And there's certain people that I can think of that will not be name dropped on this podcast. They will be name dropped after this podcast in our Patreon.
Yeah, in our
Thank you, all
Patreon,
our Patreon supporters.
we have more than one.
Way more than one. Um, but the good ones, not the bad
Yeah,
ones.
not the bad
You
ones.
know who you are. But yeah, there's people that I have definitely like grudges, quotation marks around, because it's like
Like who?
I can't tell you
I
yeah.
can't tell you.
On our Patreon. I can tell you,
Would you
but
are you afraid that they might listen or that this
yeah,
is okay?
yeah, not really. I don't think they do. But like when I think it
You
goes
know
to
who you
saying for
are.
anybody when it's like they keep breaking your trust or keep breaking your I don't know expectations. We can talk a whole lot about holding
Standards, yeah.
expectations and standards for people, but like to get the gist of it, when they keep doing something that like you're just like, come on, like we talked about this or something, right? It's just
Yeah.
like, how can you not hold it against them, right? So I
Um,
think that's very hard to forget, and I think it's harder to forgive. So you're just kind of in the middle.
yeah.
I think there's like a middle ground where you're like, well, I'm not gonna do either. Like, you're done. You're
Yeah.
done.
Um, I don't know if you have met this person yet, but like I've worked with some people that are just generally like very aggro and like that's their
Aggro meaning,
like very short-tempered, like aggro for no reason. Like if you do something wrong, they're gonna have to boss you, and they're just another coworker.
hmm
But my thing is, that's like their personality. That's like everyone's like, oh, that's just how she is. Like that's okay. I think that's very stupid because like
yeah. I don't think that should be backed up.
you're just yeah you're just trying to make something normal that just otherwise isn't. And I feel like something like that is very like aggravating and
Yeah.
very
Especially when other people back it up. It's like, what are you supposed to do now?
uh talk bad behind their back.
That's a good point. He
um
talked the tea.
yeah. But yeah, has anything what is the hardest thing that you would have to forgive as of recently? Not like in your life, just like as of recently.
Oh, let me think about this. Um, oh,
I almost asked you a question that we are gonna do for the other podcast episode. I almost just asked you for
oh
this
yeah,
one.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Um, which tune into next week. We will be talking about do we regret anything?
yeah. I
Um,
almost asked you that.
it's gonna be juicy, so give it a listen after this. But it- okay, I'm thinking of two things
Okay.
in my mind, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, the first one is like more recent. It's like when somebody just doesn't text me back. Like
Now, okay,
it
wait,
sounds stupid.
wait. Before you go into that, I read that text that you sent me. I just forgot to respond to
Oh, I didn't
it.
mean you. I didn't mean you. Um,
I read it. I just read it and was like, all right, shower time.
yeah.
And then I just,
Ben might be one of the fastest responders I know.
well, I don't have a life anymore. I just go to
There's
work. Yeah.
why. But yeah, Ben,
Oh.
like, I text Ben and you respond really
You
fast,
know,
which I applaud that. Yeah, I got.
speaking of that, I asked a couple of my friends. and to go play tennis in this group chat, and none of them answered.
Really?
Yeah, and I hope he listens because I want to slander your name.
I bet I can name off all the people that were in that group chat. Are they all graduated? Wait, are any of them were seniors this past
I
year?
can't tell you. No,
Okay.
no. Anyway,
Is one of them
just
very
generally describe them, and then I'll see
um
yes or no.
I don't know, looks Irish.
Yes,
Uh
yes, that's who I have the offense with.
he got a calling from the big man upstairs, if you will.
Yeah, yes, I'd say that.
Yeah.
Yes, I would agree.
Yeah, that's it. Okay. I
Yeah,
know who you are.
I texted him in this group chat and no one responded. And I was like, okay, whatever. I put hello. He immediately responded to me with hi, just hi. And he wouldn't answer the question. And I called him up. I was like, yo, what is going on?
Well, I don't think okay, this person still hasn't responded, which like it's one of my close friends too.
Ah,
So it's not like I'm even mad, but like
you know they don't have. Yeah, you get that. Like, I get what you mean.
hey,
Yeah,
it's 11:11, make a wish. Oh, wait, it's 11:12 now. Never mind.
I wish to have another endorsement from our big boys that support us.
Thank you.
Support us over on Patreon, where I don't know, we do something.
Yeah. Um,
What's the other thing?
what?
You said,
Oh, yeah, the other thing was that like there was somebody that I wanted to come to my musical that didn't, but apparently that person I was gonna say, but apparently that person tried. Not you. I love how Ben has done both of these things.
to be fair, Gage, I don't know if he texts you back very often or very
Yeah.
quickly. He's also in that boat. Doesn't make it
Yeah.
better.
I'm still like, yeah, I'm stop thinking about that because like when I think about that,
What?
I'm like, man, like he, first of all, he didn't remember it was that week, but he tries to play it off as that he didn't have a car,
uh,
which his car was getting work. First of all, this show ran all week. And we had 8 performances, so there was absolutely no excuse that anybody couldn't have gone.
um,
But he tried to make the excuse he didn't have a car, but I
mhm.
know that's false because when I was texting him, I remember I was because he asked me about a GCC show,
Oh
and I
yeah,
was like,
yeah,
"Oh, like you could go to GCC's show, but you
yeah.
can't go to mine." And he
Yeah.
was like, "Oh shoot, is that this week?" And I'm like, it was last week, like it's done." So he forgot, but he tries to play it off as he like didn't have a car, which maybe he didn't have a car for 8 days. I find that
Uh,
hard to believe.
Gage also really likes to lie. Like he lies like it's nothing.
Yeah. Well, let's not forget you also didn't go but could have. But
Yes.
but I respect Ben for well, first of all, I didn't really expect Ben to go because that's not your thing. Also, like
Well, I didn't have anyone to go with
well,
either,
also like
but I still could have went.
yeah, well, also like you could have went, but you also texted me and you were like, yeah, I could have gone, but I don't have a good excuse to why I didn't, so I'm not like, and you were just
Yeah.
straight up, and I like appreciate it because you weren't like, dude, I'm so sorry, like that, but also like you would have liked it. I think you would have. I mean, I have the whole recording.
Oh my
If
gosh, of course you
MTC, if you heard that, you didn't. I don't have the full
That
recording.
seems illegal.
No, it's not. MTC's
Um,
not. But it's like I knew you would have appreciated it, but like I guess the difference from like Gage or anybody else in theater, you wouldn't have appreciated it as much as somebody who was like in theater. You
I
know
get
what I
what you
mean?
mean. Yeah,
And
I
like
get what
you've
you mean.
done shows, you've seen shows, but like I also knew that like you've seen me perform, so it's like nothing big for you.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah. But either way, it's okay because you texted me, you were like straight up like, hey, like I don't have a good excuse why I didn't go.
I still remember I sat there before my English class and I was sitting on this bench in the cathedral and I was thinking about I was like there's no excuse in the world that anyone can give that would be like adequate other than like something extreme. And I was just like,
Yeah, because I mean,
I
we
got
had
you
eight
next time.
performances. But yeah, and there was so anyways, where this is going is that there was I guess in your case, I kind of just forgot it. right? Because
I
I
got you
kind of
next time. So
yeah, 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 he's
I'm
getting
writing this
me,
wrong.
yeah. But I think it comes down to like now this other person, I really like I I didn't expect him to go. I really didn't.
Uh-huh.
But I kind of had I was like, you know what? I was like, I think they're really gonna be there. I was like, everybody else is going. Apparently they tried and they couldn't get tickets or something, or their credit card wasn't going in, which like you can buy tickets there, so that's kind of a stupid
Yeah.
excuse. But like
Yeah.
also this person, like I don't expect them to know that at all.
Do
Um,
I know this person?
yeah, he was on the podcast. He was our first guest.
That
Um, yeah,
doesn't seem like his tea,
it's
like
really
his
not.
thing.
And honestly, like I think in the moment I kind of like didn't forgive him.
Ah,
But
yes.
like there was nothing to forgive. But he actually texted me and was like he tried.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you know what? I'm like, that's enough. Also, I know he wouldn't have enjoyed it. Like
Yeah. Uh-huh.
he would have he would have been really weirded out.
Yeah.
Which I had some friends there that I really thought were gonna be weirded out, but they really enjoyed it. And I was like,
Mm,
maybe he would have enjoyed it, but at the same time, I'm like, no, he would have been
yeah.
so weirded out.
Um, Speaking of that, did he ever forgive oh, what's his name?
Chris?
Yeah, did Chris ever forgive oh, that dude, Mason, for
Mason.
an
Oh,
assault?
oh yeah. Um, that could be a whole. We should actually have story times on here.
Story times where
But this isn't. It's not really my story to tell, even though it
neither is
kind of is,
mine.
because like, but like, um, no, I mean, I think they actually talked it out, and I think it was fine. And he also like paid the medical bill, so I
Oh
think
my Lord.
through the laundering of money, it was forgiven.
So I think the thing with dudes, most dudes,
Oh, this is a good point to bring
is
up.
you don't really say, oh, you go at the very least you go, oh, that's my bad. And it's a
And you're like, no, it's
it's
cool.
my
It's
bad.
cool.
And that's it. And you don't really like acknowledge you're wrong. You just go, oh, it's my bad.
That yeah, this is a very good thing to talk about 17 minutes in the episode here. Girls versus guys, forgiving and forgetting.
Yeah.
Guys, it's known that we forgive way easier.
He's
Easily. More easily. We forgive more easily, right?
yes.
Yeah. Um yeah, it's just I think I've seen like TikTok trends and Instagram memes about it where it's just like, hey dude, we cool? We cool, right?
Yeah, I think
Girls
not
hold grudges.
not all, but I think yeah, to a certain extent. They just yeah, it's just I've seen a lot of girl drama in school and it's
Yeah.
very dumb.
Which I can't really speak on it because technically I'm more feminine oriented. I think you'd
Yeah.
agree.
No, I think you have feminine attributes,
Oh, feminine. Okay, I
but
like that.
overall, you're very boy-like,
Okay, I
man-like.
appreciate that.
Yeah, I
But
mean,
yeah, well, regardless, it's like I think that I have more like drama, girl drama. Okay, this is
yeah,
like
I get
it's
what
like
you're
not
saying.
anymore. It's
Yeah,
like I
yeah,
feel
I get
like
what
in
you're
high
saying.
school at
Yeah,
least, it was like I think Calm was the one. Tom, if you're listening, I know you said this. How Tom said like how dramatic I am.
yeah. Yeah, so what I do remember is Tom would say he likes to be around you because he doesn't have any drama, so he lives all like he
Off
lives
of my
vicariously.
tea.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. He likes to hear it. It's entertaining to him, I
Yeah.
believe is what he said. But
Oh, I have so much tea to talk with him.
oh, a classic girl drama thing that I thought about that hit very close to me and you. I
Hmm.
don't know so much you, but it was in our friend group. And if you just give it a little thought, I don't think I can say it. I think it would be funny to say, but I don't think it is for me to say. But if you don't, I can tell you afterwards. But
Yeah, or listen to our Patreon.
or listen to our Patreon where we just uncensored say things about, I guess, everybody. But yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
But yeah, I think girl drama's dragged out. Definitely a lot more.
It's very interesting to say the least.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and I don't think I'll ever truly understand it, but because it's like I've seen, and I think about this a lot now.
yeah.
I've seen a lot of girls who are friends,
Mm-hmm.
and that like they are like they are they are the best. They are the bestest friends you could ever imagine. This guy bad. Well, if you're listening, you're not looking. But like they are the bestest friends ever, and you'll talk to
They're
them, and
close.
they'll be like, yeah, like I couldn't imagine anybody else being my best friend, and I'm like, oh yeah, like they are best friends, they will be friends for, and then they're like, not, and
Oh yeah, yeah,
I'm
yeah.
like, like what happened to like attached at the hip, like what, like, and now I think back, and I'm like, wow, like they are so close, and then as soon as something hits the fan, boom, they're not friends anymore.
Could you give me an example? No names, just in like a situation.
Um, okay, well that's I don't understand. No, because I don't want to name drop
No, I'm saying you don't have to say the names. You just give it like Bob, or I guess two girls would be
that.
like Renee
Renee,
and
rap,
and Jackie. Boom.
Jackie.
Use whatever names you want.
Can I just like make up an example?
Sure.
Um, so Renee and Jackie are really good friends, right?
They're very tight.
They're very, and um, I'm trying to think of like a good example. So they're really good friends, but Renee starts to realize that like, oh, like maybe there's like more people in the world just than Jackie, right? And
Yes.
she's like, I'll always be best friends with Jackie, but like maybe I want to, hang out with some other people.
Yeah, yeah.
Maybe she takes up a sport and she starts hanging out with the people on her sports team. And,
Oh, yeah, yeah,
there's
yeah.
nothing wrong with that. But maybe Jackie sees that and she gets a little jealous of
Jealous.
Renee
She gets a
and
little jelly.
she's like, you've been spent like maybe she's spending the same amount of time with
Yeah.
Jackie, but
Mm-hmm.
Renee's spending time with sports people too. And Jackie's like, hey, like, you've been spending a lot of time with them. Maybe like I feel like you're like a different person now or something. Or maybe Renee is just growing as a person,
Yeah, uh-huh.
but Jackie kind of likes that security of having Renee is like her close friend and stuff. And then Renee's like, well, we're always going to be best friends, but I want to branch out. Like I'm doing sports now and stuff.
Yeah.
And then Jackie's like, "You're just a completely different person. I can't be friends with you." And that's how it ends, you
That
know?
seems very that seems like specific, but that happened. That's like the general
Yeah.
thing that
And
yeah.
honestly, that is not specific at all. I just made that entire story up on the spot,
Um
but I feel like it's very common, you
yeah,
know?
I think what would happen is either they make up or it's just the end of
It's just
it.
a lost friendship, which I think it's important to say that a lot of times it could be, this is, I feel like how it is in movies, where Renee will go off with the popular kids
Uh
and then lose Jackie and then realize, oh, the popular kids are actually terrible people.
yeah.
But in this case, I'm talking about like, it's not it's just like,
Yeah.
like new people, not awful people, just new people, and her life's changing. And I think essentially that comes down to Jackie being scared of change. But in that case, I don't think Jackie would forgive her. I think she would just hold the grudge against her.
Yeah, I think that what me or you would do, actually I was thinking about it, right? And if something like that were to happen, I'd be like, okay, they're gone. I'll do my own thing. And then if I happen to meet them later, we'll just pick it back up. Kind of like a
Okay,
pause and
interesting.
bring it back. Because like um well actually most of my friends did everything most of the things I did. But in the case that they didn't, I would like put it on I wouldn't put it on pause. Like it would
Uh-huh.
stuff would still happen. I just not as much. And then like if by situation it were to happen, I'd be like, "Yo, what's up?"
I feel like
And
this is
like,
about me.
no.
Oh, I'm kind of making it about myself.
Oh, I mean, in what way?
No, I feel like there was a time where I just wouldn't hang out with the guys as much.
Wonder why.
Yeah. Women.
It was because Tyler was in Barbie Land while his friends were in Kenland, and
The
Tyler would
Kendom?
Kendom, and Tyler would mingle with Barbie, but like convict Barbie. No, I shouldn't say that, but
Um,
you know what I'm saying.
yeah. Women, toxic women. Yeah, really. Toxic is that's a gentle word for this. But yeah, I I wasn't spending enough time in the Kendom.
No,
Um,
and like
but that's the thing. Like,
we invited him. It was like it was never like, oh, we just won't invite him. He was there on the list, just never showed up. And every
okay, well
time,
that's okay. I did like it's not every time.
oh yeah, not
Like
every time. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
it just like wasn't every time,
Yeah,
which
yeah,
I
yeah.
look back on it and I'm like, oh, like was that normal? But I'm like I don't know. I still feel bad because it was like
Good. No,
I definitely distanced myself and I feel
it's fine.
bad, right?
Yeah.
And but like I was fortunate enough to that like when everything was over, like
You still had someone to go to. Yeah.
yeah,
You
like
still
everybody was back with warming and welcoming arms when honestly they shouldn't have been. Like not shouldn't have been, but like
um
they
I
really had no reason to be.
I believe I made jokes as we should think about.
Really?
Yeah. I think it was something along the lines of like we should like punish him or something like that. Something like that because I thought it was funny. No, no one else agreed.
Yeah.
So you're fortunate enough that no one else agreed. But it was
Maybe nobody was thinking about it hard enough as you were. Like,
well, I thought it was funny to say,
yeah.
but I think yeah, because I still remember whenever I was at John or I was at my buddy's house. I don't know
Oh.
who John is. I'm not friends with that guy. I was at his house and I remember he's like, "All right, we're coming over to do something." And then I remember you showed up and I was like, "Oh, what's he doing here?" I was like, he was like, "Tyler's a little sad." And I was like, "What's wrong with him?" And I was like,
Oh.
"Is he good? Like what's up?" Well, actually,
I remember you walking in. You were like, "Yo, what's up? What's up?"
at that point in time, it was a little common for Tyler just to have like problems. So I'm just like, okay, what's up now? And then I looked at you, you look pretty sad. I was like, oh, and I was like, mirror.
Yeah.
And then yeah, but you
I'm
know,
not gonna lie. It hit me like a train because I wasn't expecting it. Was it
yeah.
much needed? Absolutely. But really just wasn't expecting it.
You know, I was very surprised to see our friends be like, yo, all right, Tyler needs something. Let's go like hang out with him, make him feel better. I was like, wow, that's so
Like I said,
considerate.
I'm eternally grateful for that because it's like they really had no reason to. I would say they didn't exactly forgive me because
I don't
I
care.
don't,
I
yeah,
mean,
I don't
yeah,
think there
I
was a
don't care.
forgive, but like I think they just forgot. And I think it was just like, yeah, like that was it.
I don't really know if there's anything. I mean, there is things to forgive, but like to say like actually be like, yo, Tyler, I forgive you is like a little extreme.
Yeah,
I think it's
that
a
is a
little
little
too much.
extreme. And it
Uh,
wasn't, like I said, it wasn't like I was not seeing you guys anymore. It was just like a little bit less.
I mean, your girlfriend at the time didn't really like any of us. It was like
Yeah,
she hated on us pretty
which,
bad. Which I can't believe you let. I was like, I can't believe you
no,
let her say something to us. Like, not I don't know if I don't know about me particular, but like about us in general was pretty like I was like, oh, because I
yeah,
was like, I don't know. I just thought I was like, oh, I thought he would. It just kind of showed your where you were playing your
yeah.
on your
And
but yeah.
it was hard because it was like I was really trying to appease both parties, you know?
Ah, yeah, I get what you're saying.
And I don't think, actually, I can say this for a absolute fact. Like, my ability to go and hang out with you guys was never, never like blocked by her. Like, she could be like, I don't like these people at all, but I'll be like, I'm still going to hang out with them. It
Okay.
was never well, I'm not going to go tonight for you if you don't like that. It was
Yeah.
never like that. Like, it was always like, I'm going, I know you don't like them, suck it up.
Oh, well,
Yeah, I like it was never influenced by her, which a lot of times that I couldn't, it was just like maybe I was with like hanging out with her or like had something else planned. But yeah, it was never like her influencing that, which maybe you didn't know.
No, I just was like, Tyler can't go because he's doing something with her already. Not that like, I never thought that she was like, you can't go, then he won't go. I never thought that. I wouldn't be surprised if that was the case now, but I certainly never thought that. It was always you couldn't go. Yeah, just like having a girlfriend in general. Like our group didn't really do that at the time,
Yeah,
except for like a few, like I guess half.
yeah, a few
No,
half.
no. I guess like three of us. There's like what, eight of us and three. Yeah, so it's like five people were single.
Yeah,
But it was always strange because I don't know. I just wouldn't see you guys because you were off taking care of business, except for John. He
yeah.
was
Well,
always there. But
there was a way to get around that.
what?
Just inviting her.
Yeah, I guess that's true. Well, I guess the problem is that I don't really know if Gage was like, all right, just bring your girlfriends along. Would have flew because like
No,
really we don't
There was
really
a
cater
time.
like that.
No, there was a time, and I specifically remember, where there was a hangout where it was apparently like bring your girlfriend night, and Gage was not
What?
asked to bring Kayla, and he was so mad.
Really?
And yeah, and honestly, like it looked like I was like, what? Like I was kind of like, geez, like it's rough. Like
Who were you
everybody,
dating at the time? Girlfriend number two or three?
I can't remember.
Because it's got to be girlfriend number. It makes more sense if it was girlfriend number two,
Wait, are
because
you
she was
counting the first one?
yeah,
Okay.
because like she was friends
I
with.
think it was number two.
That would
Or
make more
actually,
sense.
no. I
Huh?
think it was number two or
I need
no,
you to
it
dig
couldn't
deep.
have been
I
three.
need you to yeah,
It
because
had
I
to have
was
been
like,
two, you're right. But yeah, I think it was like eventually like resolved because Gage was pretty, and I'm like yeah, that was kind of like shitty because it's like, oh, like everybody had their girlfriends here, and then it was Gage.
I thought it was really funny.
Okay, well, you think everything is,
I vaguely remember that, and I think I just remember thinking that was the funniest
yeah.
thing in the
But
world.
I remember like that was definitely serious enough offense on the offense scale that Ben talked about, where it was definitely a forgive moment. And I remember like the beef was
Whose
squashed.
call was that? Like it wasn't my call.
It wasn't my call. Listen to our Patreon to figure out whose call it was.
Wow. I think well, I would have to say you do have some sort of like metallic balls to like have a girlfriend that you were like friends don't approve of.
Yeah,
Now that I'm thinking about
and
that,
like I look back on it and it was like I was like, wow, like, you know, I think it was definitely not like a me problem. It was definitely a her problem because now I look back,
I think it was a you problem. Wait, what do you mean?
well, no, of like her not liking them or not liking
Oh,
you guys because I look back and I'm like, wow, I'm like any girl that I would talk to today. And I honestly, I think it's just maturity, and I think it was just a one-off thing because I know any girl like wants to like the guy's friends.
okay, yeah.
And like I think that's a valid thing because it's like me as a guy, I love to see my significant other get along with my other friends,
Yeah,
right?
I don't I would agree with
Yeah.
I don't think that we were a hostile group of boys, young men. I
Okay,
didn't
well, I wouldn't say that because
okay.
Ben really likes to make his jokes.
Everyone liked to make their
Exactly,
jokes.
exactly.
I think that I was no, yeah, there were people harsher than me,
Yeah, but
I'm sure.
I think the maturity level is different now where any girl, any significant other even wants to like I think it's different for guys and girls friends because like usually the guys don't want to like hang out with the girls. Me in that case, I'd love to hang out with like my
Well,
significant other's like
I
friends.
would also have to agree. I do love listening to some drama.
Okay,
It
so
is
maybe Ben
very
too.
enjoyable.
Yeah. But yeah, I feel like any girl today would be like, I want to meet your friends. I want to get to know them,
Hmm. Yeah.
because I think it's just it makes them feel more included in your life. I think it is important to have separate friends in a relationship, but
Yes. Yeah.
I think like it just makes them feel more included. And I think that like dislike of friends wouldn't happen now because I'm also like more aware of it. I'm like, well, if they don't like my friends, then like what am why do I like him? We're not
That's
meant for each other. Boom,
that's what
kind
I
of thing.
asked. That's why I asked a couple years ago.
Yeah, well, I was pretty stupid.
It's okay. I forgive you,
Thank you, Ben, for
and I
forgiving me.
forget. No, but yeah, I think that you have lived a very well, actually, I don't know. Yeah.
I think actually I do want to make this comment before we wrap it up. About the aspect where you said it was like three people in our group had a girlfriend and you just wouldn't see them as much,
Yes.
right?
They went to like
Yeah, and I
Burrow
think about
Land.
that now, and I'm like now in life, our lives are just getting increasingly busier, right?
Yes.
Where, I mean, as the podcast is seen, sometimes it's hard for us to find times to record.
Yes.
And I'm thinking about it now, and I'm I think everybody was trying to get I don't even know, like a fast forward pass to life where it was like everybody was like getting busier with a girlfriend and
Hmm.
everybody was like, whoa, like you don't spend time with us, right? Da, 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 da. But as soon as those people went through college and they got busier, I think everybody kind of started to realize like, oh, like their lives were just like advancing and maturing faster than everybody else's. You know what I mean? Where they just didn't have that kind of time
I get what
that
you
everybody else did.
I get what you're saying, but I would have to say that
Oh, mine's definitely no, I'm
your
not talking about me
instance
at
and
all.
then Gage's instance were very different because
Why Gage's was like normal.
no, because Gage just he just kept making excuses. Like I think he could have went. He just liked to make excuses because for a very long while, Gage was like, "You never invite me." Tom was like, "We do," and then Tom was always like, "Gage is trying to avoid me," to the point where like I kind of forgot that he was like there.
Yeah.
But yeah, I do remember that.
But see, I think that was the like maturing hump that everybody had to get over. Where there was like, oh, like he's with his girlfriend. He might not spend as much time with us just because he is with his girlfriend. But it doesn't mean he doesn't like us. It just means that
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
But see, because like he's still with her. She listens, by the way. Kayla, if you're listening, hello.
How was
And
Costa Rica?
oh, Costa Rica, yeah. But it's like he's still with her, and we don't talk about that anymore, right? I mean, we joke about it,
Well,
but
cause
it's not like an issue because I think he found that balance, and we all got used to that balance.
yes. Yeah, yeah, I understand what you're trying to say. I understand what you're saying.
Yeah,
I guess we don't talk about it anymore because it's like there's nothing to
exactly,
talk about.
exactly.
It's just old news, you know.
Yeah, but yeah. That's.
I
Do
get
you have
what you're
any? Do you
saying.
have anything else to say? I think I kind of
Um,
went through everything I thought of.
Forgiving? Yeah, I mean,
So yeah, I guess let's wrap this up.
what is
We're
really
almost to
wrong with
40
me?
minutes.
Yeah.
What do you do? Do you forgive? Do you forget? Does it depend on the scenario? I
Um,
think it depends on the scenario.
Generally I forgive and I forget unless I'm feeling really petty,
Mm-hmm.
then I won't. No one has really wronged me that much in my life. It's for one time, a couple times, but like
Mm,
I like to if I forget, I feel like that will if you forget it, then it like them wronging you changes your character
uh-huh.
in a certain way, it makes you who you are. So I think that forgetting it is you shouldn't do that. Not all
Mhm.
the time, unless it's really petty. But you should
Yeah.
definitely forgive people. I'm not saying that you should never forgive people. Like if someone like what if I like Yeah, I got lit the other day. I'm driving my like truck, my Ford,
Hmm.
and like wow, I'm driving like I'm zooming in Tyler's neighborhood, and I accidentally like crash into your house,
Oh wow.
and I murder your dad
Oh
and your
wow.
mom. And we were like
Wow.
watching Seinfeld, and I was just like,
Dude, I love
all
Seinfeld.
right. And then, but
See, I don't know how that would happen unless like your truck like jumped my port. Yeah.
I forgot. Well, anyway, let's just say I like hit there's a curb there for some reason, and my front tire just flips, and they're dead, and
Honestly, like that murder scenarios where like you see these confessions, which we probably could have talked about this more, but it doesn't really apply to us or our listeners. But like unless you did murder somebody, we're getting the E rating. Murder confessions are a whole different story because it's like you see those videos of like some people being like, "Yes, I will never forgive you," or be
hmm
like, "I can forgive you." But like deep down, do they really forgive him, or is it just something to like get off their conscience, to
yeah,
not be petty about it and to move on with it? Like that's a whole different thing, and I think we could talk about like how religion influences that,
yeah,
and that's like a whole.
um,
But see, it doesn't really apply to me
yeah.
or
I hear what you're
you.
saying. I have two stories. I used to have this girlfriend way back when,
Wow.
where I didn't know if you knew it, but I like to do like I like to like draw, like do art sometimes.
Uh-huh. What are you talking about? Go ahead.
Yeah, well, I don't. I like to. I keep it like down low. Like it's not like a very like. I like to do. It's like a hobby, but it's
Okay.
not like it's not like a like. There's. I'm not like, Oh, this is my.
Picasso.
No,
Yeah.
this is not. This isn't like. Oh, this is my art. Ben is known for like
Yeah.
drawing and
Yeah.
doing art.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know if you ever knew that, by the way.
I didn't.
Yeah, so I like to draw and do art, and the problem with that past girlfriend was that she hated my art. Like she just didn't like it
What
whatsoever.
past girlfriend?
I don't think you knew her. But this was when I was like in high school. Like,
Dude, I went to high school with you. What are
yeah,
you
I
talking?
didn't go to like she didn't go to high school like she didn't go to high school with me or you, but
Where did I ever meet her?
yeah, I think so. Yeah, I'll tell you after.
Oh my gosh. Do I know who it is? Does she have a boyfriend now?
I don't know. I don't keep up with her. Who are you
What's her name
thinking?
start with?
What do you
I
think
don't
her
think you
name
ever
starts with?
dated.
What do you think her name starts with?
With
Nah, actually, just keep. I
wait,
actually don't care.
wait, her real name or
No,
her?
no. I'll
Is
just
it
tell you.
her?
No, no. I'll just tell you after. Anyway,
Okay. Or listen to our Patreon and you'll
so, she would hate on my art, and I was like, I don't know. Whenever you are dating someone, uh, you want uh, you want them to enjoy like your hobbies in a way, and
Yeah.
not like hate on what you do. It's like if I was cooking and if you like hated on my food, it's like, oh, this is terrible, always terrible. And so she would say that like my art was terrible, and and that really made me sad because I was
Yeah.
like, I really want my art to be good, and I think um yeah, and so she didn't really like the art, and
Where are you going with this?
I just don't think I can say it.
No, you gotta say
I
it.
don't think I
No,
can
you
say
have
it.
to
It
say it.
sounds so
No,
bad.
you have to say it. You're already in deep enough. Go ahead.
Oh my gosh.
Nope, just say it.
I think that I think so she hated my art, and which made me really sad. I just don't know.
Just say it, dude. I'm
And
tired of this.
I think she was um anyway, so I started drawing when I was like younger, and then so it was something that I cared about. It's not even
Why can't
funny.
you
I
say
just
it?
I just can't say it. You
Nope.
just go talk about something
No,
else.
no, 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 no. You have to say it.
No. Anyway, there I
So what's the moral of this
no,
story?
there's no point to the story. There's
So
I
you,
just
you just wasted like 5 minutes of everybody's time.
yes, because I can't say the punchline because I don't know how it's real. Like I would say it with my friends, but I have no
Oh, okay, fair, fair, fair.
because like.
Can you at least say the moral of this
There is
story?
no more of the story. I had a girlfriend. She didn't like my art.
Okay, so the moral of the story is if you have a girlfriend or
Oh
boyfriend
my
out there, I
gosh.
guess, and he slash she doesn't like your art, it's not meant to be. Ben's losing it over here. I think this is about time to wrap this episode up. We haven't had an episode this long for a while. Um, Forgiving and forgetting. I think there's definitely some gray area. I think it's important to
All right, you know
forgive.
what?
Oh,
All right, so I'll just save it for the next. I'll just say it the next episode.
no, you can't.
No, I can't. I'll make it. And
Okay.
it's a real story. Anyway, before we wrap up, I read this story on Reddit. This is real. I read this story on Reddit where this guy, this he was, his parents were in a van. This guy's a little kid. He was in one of those vans that have like the like
Sunroof?
not a sunroof, but like do you know how in that a van like one of those white vans that when you think about, but like not really that like people use to drive like a big family or whatever.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, this van had like shelves on the
Oh,
top to like store your junk.
yeah.
And he told a story where when he was younger, he liked to collect big heavy rocks,
Hmm.
and they went to a river or they went somewhere, and he got this big rock and he put it on the shelf, and his baby brother was sitting right
Oh
below
my
it, and
gosh.
his dad took a hard turn and it fell on the son, his brother, and the brother died.
Oh my
And
gosh.
his parents, he talked about how his parents never really forgave him. Like they knew it wasn't his fault, but they didn't really forgive him. Like there was always that like stigma of like he killed his brother,
Yeah.
but like he didn't really, he was too young. He didn't really know, you know?
Yeah. I
And
feel like
so,
you'd be able to like sue the company and be like, the shelf didn't have a lock or something on
well,
it.
to be fair, they really shouldn't just put
A
a heavy
rock,
rock.
yeah. Gosh, that's
Yeah. And like he just like died.
see, it's like what we were talking about with like the murder confession stuff. Like that is a whole different ballpark
Yeah.
where it's like, gosh, that's awful. Hopefully that leaves you depressed from this episode.
Oh yeah, I guess I shouldn't. Well, if you listen to the actually let's just end it.
Ben
I'm just so done.
Ben's Ben still need to he just needs food or like to take a break or
It's
something.
I just listen
You're
to
nope,
it.
you're done.
Yeah, okay.
Um, thank
I,
you for listening. We hope you got something out of this episode, whether that be maybe forgiving somebody you've held a grudge against. Um, I'd like to say that we don't hold grudges, but I think we both definitely have, or maybe still do.
no, I don't hold grudges.
You just said a bit ago if you were feeling petty, you'll hold a grudge.
Oh yeah, but I don't feel petty every single day.
Okay, well maybe I'm a little more petty than Ben,
Yeah.
but pettiness is okay, but like we promote forgiving.
We promote peace and acceptance,
Peace.
and but only the right
But
kind
only
of
the right
peace.
kind. The bad kind we don't promote.
Yes.
Yeah. So thank you for listening. A little more serious topic than from what we've done in the past. Tune into next week where we talk about what we regret in life and maybe Ben will finish his moral of the story.
Yeah, yeah. I will. I
Yeah.
will.
So have a great week. Thank you for listening and yeah.
Peace. Yeah.